Alright, next item of interest, map. Everyone press the M key. Right now what you need to know are grids, how to read them, how to translate them, hill numbers, general idea of contours, and marking. And we'll start with grids. Can anyone tell me how accurate a 6x6 grid is in terms of meters?
1,000
Yes,
meters.
bro.
Cubic, so
One at a time. I got sensory overload.
100 meters.
6x6. Yes, it is.
You mean 6-digit, Senior?
Yeah, 6 digits. 3x3. Yeah, 6 digits is 100 by 100 meters.
So 100 meters squared.
Yep. And logically, 4 digits at that point would be 1000 by 1000.
And then how accurate's 8 digits?
10 meters.
Yep. 10 by 10. Okay, however, as you can see on the map, no matter how far you zoom in, maximum you get is 6 digits. This can be fixed by map tools, but that's LandNav. So right now, you guys need to understand reading of a map. The way grids are read is you have the top and bottom rows as identical, and you have left and right rows as identical. You first read from either the top or the bottom row, doesn't matter, and then from either the left or the right row, and you just put them together. So, go ahead.
first the x-axis, then the y-axis.
Yep.
Right, if you want to get geometrical about it, yeah, go x-axis, then y-axis. If you want to look at it, and if you want to look at it or think about it another way, go across, then up or down.
There are many ways to, many sentences to keeping this knowledge with you. Okay, so everyone see the IED examples marker on the map?
Affirmative.
Nice,
Yeah.
Chief.
Alright, let us pick someone like Jor. What is the 6-digit grid for that IED's marker?
042103.
Yep, correct. And the way grids are counted, just like with degrees, you would say each digit individually. Let me place down around. Actually, let's just go by the trail markers. Esham, trail red end marker, southeast of the airfield. What grid? 6 digits. 9 or 7, but
We haven't gotten there, Senior.
yeah, I know. I was about to say we'll get into that later, but yes, correct. Squirrel, a 4-digit grid for trail blue end.
0511.
Correct.
Oh, okay, right.
I
Sorry,
asked
thought,
for 4 digits.
yeah, you said 4-digit. I got confused there for a second.
Setsuna, green, waypoint 3, 6-digit grid. It is southwest of airfield.
059098.
Standby, you might be looking.
What'd you tell him to look at?
Green, waypoint 3.
Yeah, he's backwards.
No, that's not even backwards.
No, yeah, that's not even right.
Yes. Where were you looking? Okay, try this again. You were looking at the wrong place. Find P3, Whiskey Papa 3 mark.
In green.
In green, that's near Vybor.
It should be just south of the airfield on the map.
Yeah.
Okay, 042 and 091.
090.
No, 090.
Yeah. You can zoom in more to have 6 digits appear. I use the scroll wheel for that. Alright. Everyone should understand this. Also note that with the new update of Ace, you can move around while crouched while having the map open. Don't try this, and what it'll do is it'll shake it around a lot, making it almost impossible to read other than for quick reference. Yeah, the shake is when you move around.
I always wonder what that was about when I opened my map and it would make me crouch. I was like, what? Why does my map move?
Yep. Okay. Next up, we have 8-digit grids and how to translate them. So if you look on the map, you have your GPS. It shows
everybody does have a GPS, right?
Oh, actually,
no, Chief.
Okay,
Negative.
follow me.
Right.
Everyone have the map and follow me.
I think I put like a
Grenade!
Nice,
Okay.
I think I put an additional 2 GPSs in
Okay.
the box.
Amen.
Alonus, what was all that about?
Hey guys, check yourselves.
I'm baiting, but I'll come see if it's up and check.
Hey, whoever's instructor medic, get on him. I've got med supplies as well. Everyone hold still. If you do not have meds, crouch. And if you need meds, crouch. If you don't need meds, just keep standing.
Is everybody okay? Alright, when you guys are good, just sit tight, back online. Alonus, why don't you have a weapon?
Spawned in without it,
Good.
apparently.
Your.
Thanks.
Is that how you say it? Your?
Alonus,
like,
go get a rifle, just so
Jubar?
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing people trying.
Okay, everyone's good. Everyone over here will get GPSs. Oh, and I recommend staying GPSs are in the small box over here.
Okay.
Nice reaction time there, guys. From when I called grenade, I could see that practically everybody went prone.
Oh, and if the box gets too cluttered, everyone who has a GPS just back off.
I just have to change my key bindings.
And hopefully we won't have anyone passing out from pain.
Well, I think they made it so that even if you got certain post-processing turned off, you can still see the morphine flash.
Yeah. Okay, that's... get GPSs if you don't have. There are still 4 left in the box, which there really shouldn't be.
Okay, Grey Fox, you have a GPS?
Yeah.
Alright, Jor, you have a GPS?
Yeah.
Honey Badger?
Check, Sart.
What?
Check.
Sir.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you said Sergeant there for a second. I was like, what? Alonus?
Oh, sorry.
Affirmative.
Ray?
Firm team chief.
That was me, not Senior Chief.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
My ear's
Yeah,
still ringing.
that kind of does. Setsuna?
Affirmative.
And Esham? Do you have a GPS? Okay.
Alright, everyone back to the map. Hopefully your ears will stop ringing momentarily. And on the map you can do your GPS. Now, it gives you 8 numbers. 8 primary numbers. And that is 10 by 10 accuracy, but on the map you cannot directly use 8-digit grids. The map just doesn't show that. So the way you get rid, or the way you convert an 8-digit grid into a 6-digit grid is you take away the 4th and the 8th number. So the way to think about this is a grid always consists of a set of equal numbers. So in a 6 by 6, it's 2 sets of 3.
Hey, Senior Chief, hang on a second.
Yep.
Hey, Racketon, you have a GPS, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. And you got your map open?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it's just that you're standing up and I didn't know what was
I
going on.
am? Hang on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just go back on the map.
Yeah,
so,
it was just confusing me, that's why I asked.
So a 6-digit grid composes
know.
of, for example, these numbers, and as you can see, they're sets of 3. Now an 8-digit grid composes of a set of 2 sets of 4 numbers, like that. And you basically erase the last number from each set. So right now, the example is my exact position versus my map position. So right now, almost everyone is in the 6-digit grid of 042104, and that's how you get it. So, unfortunately, there is no... Well, there is a way to test this. I will type 8-digit grid into the chat, and I will ask a random person to convert it. The grid itself will be completely random, so don't bother finding it on the map. It could be God knows where. Okay, first set, Ray.
His ears are still ringing from the grenade,
Are they?
I think.
That was a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you wrote that though.
Ray.
Ray, can you still hear us?
Affirm.
Yeah, okay, convert that 8-digit grid in chat into a 6-digit grid.
6-digit grid 035042.
Correct. Next set. Setsuna?
150512.
Correct. Alanis, next set coming for you. There we go.
428427.
Correct. Squirrel, final set coming for you.
413789.
Correct. Alright. That's and the final thing, or rather one thing, the next thing we need to cover are contours. This is more
Hey,
of a
Senior,
Yep,
if you don't mind, one quick thing I'd like to put in.
sure.
When you're saying, like, normally when you're saying grids to somebody and you have not specified if you're saying a 6 or an 8-digit grid, people are probably going, like, members are probably going to expect you to say a 6-digit. So when you suddenly come up with an 8-digit, then they're not expecting it, it's going to seem like you just threw in 2 extra numbers in there, and then all the other numbers got confused as well. So, me personally, this is what I like to do. You guys can find your own way of doing this. Is if I'm saying an 8-digit grid and I have not specified I'm saying an 8-digit grid, I'll say the first 4 numbers, and then I'll say point or mark in between the first set and the second set, and then I'll say the last 4 numbers, so they know that there's a break in between them and that it's 8 digits and not 6.
Yeah, so the quote-unquote golden standard for grids is 6 digits. Unless you either specify that you're going to be sending 4 or 8, or you're demanded a 4 or 8 digit. Okay, elevation contours. If we look just west of the airfield, we have a very good example of this. You can see the hill area that has hill numbers 359 and 360 on it, and you can see some red lines and more, I guess they're beige lines running across. Those are elevation contours, and they translate realistically into the slope of the hill itself, or the ditch. The more compact and compressed they are, the higher the gradient, or the more steep it'll be. This is important when you're planning movement, when you're planning defilade, stuff like that. And obviously the contour interval changes with the zoom. You have effectively a cheat sheet on the lower right. It'll say contour intervals. But yeah, keep those in mind. They are very useful when planning movement. When you're carrying heavy load, for example, you want to avoid going up steep hills as much as possible. So you want to pick something that isn't as sloped. Other times, if you're planning to get into defilade, you might want something steeper. Or if you're planning to lay an ambush, you might want something steeper that the enemy can't run up. So just keep these in mind. They will be revisited in land nav, so this is just future knowledge. The final thing we'll talk about is marking the map. First off, everyone cycle to side channel on your chat. Why? Because who sees the markers is dependent on the channel. If you put a marker down in vehicle channel, only those people in the vehicle get to see it. If you put it down in the group channel, only those in your Arma 2 editor group get to see it. The primary cause of people not being able to see everyone else's marks is down to a wrong channel. So whenever you don't see someone's mark, or when they don't see yours, just check your channel. So now that everyone's in side channel, the way it goes is you double click. Everyone just follow through with me on this one. Double click anywhere, and you get into the marker editing. Up and down arrows, if you cycle them, they will give you a selection lines. Most of these are black, the set are red. The black ones you can change the color of. So I want everyone to pick a random, currently black marker icon. Don't press enter yet.
Actually, Senior, you can change the color of any of the markers. The ones that are starting red, that's just their starting color.
Okay, so they're just weird. Okay, everyone just pick a random marker and don't press enter yet. We're not done. Once you've selected the marker icon, I want you to hold left shift and use the up and down arrow keys to cycle between colors. Give your marker a unique color. Doesn't matter what color it is, as long as it's not black. So I can identify that you can actually use the color tool. And the final thing, in the text field, type your name. And when done, press enter. Who is me?
Sorry, that was me.
Okay, yeah. Type your name instead of me, so I can see that you've done it. Delete it.
Just stick the mouse button over.
I know, can't sit to delete that one.
I already got rid of it.
Yeah, in order to, and that's probably actually, yeah, Senior, that's probably what you're about to go over next, huh?
Yeah, to delete markers, just put your mouse on it and press the delete button on your keyboard. You can keep holding the delete marker and move your mouse over. Don't delete them just yet, keep them up so I can identify who's done it or not. And if you're holding delete, you can move your mouse around to delete markers in a row. The primary use for getting rid of a row of markers is something like this. You can see I'm making a black dotted line. This would be used for navigation. And if I just want to get rid of it, hold delete, move the mouse, and you can see it's vanishing. Okay, next item of interest. If we keep the map open, we have the GPS. As you can see, right now it displays 3 types of data. Can anyone list me with full accuracy as to what those 3 types of data are?
First one is your direction in degrees. Second one is your elevation in meters. And of course you have your 8-digit grid coordinates.
Okay, now the next question. What kind of elevation?
Elevation above sea level.
Yeah, mean sea level. So do not use this when jumping out of an aircraft, especially if you're playing on generous or something like that. As you can see right now, even though we're on the ground, we are 300 meters above sea level. So if you open your parachute according to this GPS, you will most likely die.
Well, remember, Senior, when you're parachuting, and this will probably be something to go over for, and that's probably not even important until free fall school, is the altimeter watch.
Yeah, but for stuff like Fallujah, when the Halo option actually puts you into a non-free fall state, you're forced to use the dagger, which also uses MSM. So just to avoid you guys going splat more often than needed.
Yeah, just basically just keep in mind of the elevation of the ground below you.
Yeah. If we come out of the map and hold right control and press M, the GPS will pop up on the by default on the lower right of the screen.
I think that's the only place you can pop up.
Well, true user mods
Oh,
can
well, yeah, but
shuffle
that's
it
a
around.
mod.
Yeah. So at this point, it displays you a slice of the map. And you're self-designated with the red circle and I don't know what
It's got
to
a
call
little
it.
line showing the direction that you're facing.
Yeah. This is very useful for pointmen when you're navigating on foot. Also extremely useful for the next class, which is convoy.
Also, keep in mind that the direction of the line is only the direction that your body is facing, not the direction that your head is facing.
Yeah, so if you free look, you can see it'll stay stationary even though your head itself, and thus your compass direction, is moving. Because the compass is tied to your head.
Also, the gale of the GPS will increase the faster that you move. So if you're driving a car, it'll scale outwards so you can see more of what's ahead of you. And then if you're flying an aircraft, it'll scale out even more.
Yeah, this is both a good and a bad thing. It means that you'll see things appropriate to your movement, to your speed of movement, but it also means that sometimes you can't get 6-digit grids as quickly when you need them. Because right now, in this current state, it is very useful for quick re-references and stuff like that. Alright, that's it for the GPS. Any questions? Nope. Alright. Next piece of equipment before radios is the watch. Just double tap O, you'll see it come up. Very simple tool, very useful tool though. Primary two uses for this. Number 1, explosives. Number 2, overall coordination with different strike forces. Explosives you're going to use more. So whenever you set satchel, for example, on a 2-minute timer, and you don't have your watch open and you do not know when you activated it, 2 minutes will take forever to pass and you'll lose sense of time. So, which is why having the watch open when setting timers on explosives is generally what I would recommend. It'll make sure that you're on top of the situation, on top of your game, and don't get accidentally blown up.
Personally, I wouldn't call one use more important than the other in referencing to explosives or coordination, because they're both equally important.
Yeah, but explosives you're going to use more generally.
Maybe it depends on the situation and what you're doing, but most of the time you're actually going to be trying to coordinate with units more likely than blowing something up.
Yeah, and yeah, the other thing I mentioned is unit coordination. Be it you have a set in-game time from when the attack begins, or you're waiting for someone to arrive within a set amount of minutes, or you need to move out within a set amount of minutes, whatever. It's useful for that. And I think it even displays the date properly.
It does.
It does, yeah.
At the 3 o'clock position, it should say 11 right now for the in-game time. Another important part of the watch is not only just also for coordination, but if you're going out on a mission and it's in the afternoon or in the early morning, and you guys might need to know when the sun goes down or when the sun comes up to either put on or take off night vision. And so the watch can also be used in that case.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it in your intel reports or your operation order of when that might be.